Hey guys, sorry for getting on late. So I'm gonna make this stream a little bit of a shorter one. But I've been going through a lot of video. I've been reading quite a bit online. I came across some of these articles I thought were kind of interesting, so I put them in the description below. But there was an article that was posted by Wendy McElroy. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. So that's where I got the picture from. It's a pretty cool picture. So she is kind of going over some different concepts with anarchism, which was present in Satoshi's original white paper, and some of the thoughts and some of the verbiage that is in this type of way of interpreting regulation, anarchism, personal freedom, technological advancement. There's a lot of really interesting kind of philosophical type information that is interesting for me to kind of ponder, and that's kind of like where my mind's been at lately. Man, the food just came out. This is actually probably one of my favorite restaurants here. Food's amazing. It's like whenever I get sick of eating Asian food, I come here and it's like everything's really good. It's expensive for Saigon, but not really. Like everything here is going to probably cost me about like 30 bucks. So anyways, getting back to this, there was some of the things that I was kind of looking at is there was this federal judge, Raya Zobel. So I've been kind of looking into her because she seems to be the one that's kind of overseeing some of the judicial actions of what we're going to be starting to see here in the near future in terms of stances on cryptocurrency regulation. I've also been looking into this Chris guy. He's actually got a really interesting like meme video. It's kind of interesting. Like some of these videos were I'd never seen before. And so I'm cutting up a lot of the stuff that I've got. I'm going to be kind of throwing out a bunch of videos. I got a lot of materials, so I'm probably going to be doing a lot of different videos on some of this stuff. But I wanted to kind of present a lot of different kind of information for people to kind of go through so that you have kind of what's out there, and also some of the opinions of like the YouTubers that are actually talking about this type of concept. Like by far my favorite right now is crypto. So I've cut up a bunch of crypto's videos, and he's got a really awesome perspective and kind of an authoritative type of voice in the space because of his following and because of his history and his overall knowledge in the space. So he's one of my favorite YouTubers, and I'm glad that he covers a lot of these different kind of sticky topics. So, and he's also been the victim of, I think I've mentioned this before, and you guys may have known, it's like his whole Facebook was like taken away, like just because he was talking about crypto. Like they use some of these different tactics as control mechanisms at times, or just censorship elements that they're bringing in. But I think that what we're seeing, and this is another article that I put here, this was another article, is basically saying 70% of Americans surveyed are emotionally uncertain about cryptocurrency. So the vast majority of people have kind of this negative vibe or energy around cryptocurrency right now, and part of it has been due to a lot of things that we've kind of seen, the uncertainty, but particularly Americans. And this is kind of like an interesting way of looking at the market sentiment, the uncertainty, the confusion, the excitement, and kind of how they have these ranked out. So you can see that a lot of these, with maybe the exception of excitement, I mean, anticipation, that's just kind of, I guess, hope in a way. Like these ones are, at least this is how I'm interpreting the data. Confusion, I mean, I think some of this stuff has got, it's such a fast moving space, and it's going to be interesting to see how it's looked at worldwide. And that's kind of been some of the stuff I've been kind of looking at here lately. So I'm checking the chat a little bit. Looks looks like a cannabinoid chart. I thought this was kind of interesting. I'll bring this, oops. Get it pull up here again. This was kind of looking at a pie chart of the US federal spending. This is a while ago, so like 3 years ago, 3.7 trillion, and kind of where that's going. So half, a quarter going to healthcare, quarter going to Social Security, and a very large, defense budget. The defense budget, in terms of like if you're looking at comparisons to other world powers, you're seeing that U.S. has a vast majority over this. China is starting to really build up their military, and they're becoming the biggest threat to the U.S. And so Russia, previously was kind of one that there was a lot of almost like competition in a way. There's a lot of history between the U.S. and Russia, and not all of it's good. And you're seeing that being played out in some of the political realms, and that's another element. Like that's one of the things I'm trying to cut out, perhaps, of some of the videos I've got, is not trying to make it too political in terms of like Democrat, Republican, because typically that can people are going to have very strong opinions about that, and you're not necessarily going to be able to reason very well to change their mind. Like it's just not going to happen. Like some people are open to suggestion, but a lot of people, especially as you get over, I don't know, maybe like your 30s or 40s, you're pretty set in your stances and your opinions on some of those major topics. But those are some interesting videos. One of the things I kind of wanted to point out is I do tend to grab a lot of articles from, say, Bitcoin.com, and some people have some criticism behind some of that because of its association with a controversial figure like Roger Ver. I don't really see it that way, but like if you're looking at, like, this is Cointelegraph, which seems to be one of the other major like news outlets, and they've got a lot of interesting like thumbnails with how they're doing things. However, with a lot of these types of videos, they're not really talking about things that I'm necessarily very interested in. And that's a big difference between, like, say, when I look at Bitcoin.com. And, oops, there goes my battery again. Oh, sorry about that. But on Bitcoin.com, there's a little bit more of some information and some articles that appeal to me. Like, I always find myself having a more of an interest in exploring the news here, and I like the type of journalism, and it seems to be a little bit more geared towards some of the ideals and principles behind Bitcoin. So, but all right, guys, I appreciate y'all staying online. I got to charge this thing. It died on me last time too, so my food's here. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, if what you guys think about some of these things I'm looking at. You can even private message me if you'd like. So I'll catch you guys on the next one.